As India heads into Union Budget 2026 on 1st February, defence spending is no longer just about allocations. It is about how New Delhi funds the next phase of warfare, from drones and artificial intelligence to cybersecurity and autonomous systems, while operating under tightening fiscal constraints. In Budget 2025, the Modi government allocated 6.81 lakh crore rupees to the Ministry of Defence for financial year 2025-26, which is a 9.53% increase over the previous year, and the single largest allocation among all ministries, accounting for 13.45% of the union budget. Of the total allocation, 1.8 lakh crore, which is over 26%, was earmarked for capital outlay, focused on modernization and new acquisitions. Revenue expenditure for pay, allowances and operational readiness stood at 3.11 lakh crore, while defence pensions accounted for 1.61 lakh crore. A major shift in Budget 2025 was the emphasis on domestic procurement. Of the modernization budget, 75%, which is over 1.11 lakh crore rupees, was reserved for purchases from Indian industry, with 27,886 crore specifically earmarked for private domestic manufacturers. This funding supports acquisitions ranging from long-endurance remotely piloted aircraft and deck-based fighters to next-generation submarines, while pushing the armed forces into new domains such as cyber, space, artificial intelligence, robotics and machine learning. Research and development emerged as a major priority. The DRDO budget rose 12.4% to 26,817 crore rupees, with nearly 14,924 crore for capital expenditure, aimed at deep technology, fundamental research and collaboration with private industry. Operation Sindoor was a turning point. AI-enabled drones, ISR systems, predictive logistics and decision support platforms compressed response times and improved precision, transforming how operations were historically executed. The government has made it clear that lowering the debt to GDP ratio remains a core priority in this year's budget. With public debt still well above the long-term target and the fiscal deficit expected to hover around 4.3 to 4.6% of GDP, defence expansion faces clear limits. The Ministry of Defence is reportedly seeking a 20% hike in defence spending. Whether that happens is uncertain, and analysts warn that spending more only works if the system can absorb it efficiently. Union Budget 2026 will quietly decide India's next warfare strategy. Not just how much the country spends on defence, but whether fiscal policy keeps pace with a battlefield increasingly defined by speed, data and algorithm. On February 1, the budget will reveal whether India is ready to fund that future or stretch the next generation ambitions within old constraints.